Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kathleen Sullivan with these live gavel-to-gavel coverage of the O.J. Simpson trial. And how was your lunch? Quick, huh? I feel like the proverbial rat on the treadmill. Let me show you just what we had as our little, who says we don't work? Look at all of this that we've had to read this morning. And then we go to lunch. Then there's more. Charles Rosenberg also joins us this afternoon. Charles, now I understand what lawyers are all about.
I've got my stack, too.
Your stack goes from Thursday.
That's right, I had the day off Friday, which is lucky.
These are all the motions that have been filed by the prosecution and the defense, and also from William Haddon, who is Detective Purdy's attorney, and all the people regarding this case. And this my pile doesn't even include the response from the California Appeals Court. Charles, were you surprised by Friday's decision?
Oh, I was stunned. And in fact, I was very lucky that I had the day off Friday, because if not, I would have made the same, in retrospect, foolish prediction made by all the other commentators, which was that the Court of Appeals wouldn't touch it.
So didn't it basically leave the defense with very few alternatives, most of which they mentioned this morning?
It did, and what I regarded them as having done this morning was to protect their appellate record. I don't think they thought those were going to be granted.
Well, two hearings actually highlighted the morning session of the O.J. Simpson trial, and the score came out, prosecution 2, defense zip. First, Judge Ito ruled the prosecution can bring back glove expert Richard Rubin to comment on gloves.
Also persuaded by the representations of counsel that the information from Mr. Rubin was reasonably not presented to them prior to the arresting on July the 6th. The photographs submitted to the prosecution by various persons prior to their arresting their case are not usable or not meaningful without expert testimony and analysis. That expert testimony analysis coming from Mr. Rubin. The court therefore finds that since Mr. Rubin did not submit his findings in either preliminary or final form prior to the people arresting their case, that this information was not available to the prosecution during their case in chief. And I will exercise my discretion and allow a limited number of these photographs to be offered.
I love this. Richard Rubin sends a report to the prosecution dated about the same time that they actually arrested their case, and it took a week. It was a week late in the mail. So the prosecution can continue talking about the gloves, and we'll see out of the dozen or so people who took photographs of O.J. Simpson wearing gloves on the sidelines at many Buffalo Bill games, there will be a couple to testify in the beginning of the rebuttal case. So then the defense this morning tried to get the judge to throw out a key piece of evidence, the bloody glove found at the Simpson estate. That or get rid of Furman entirely. Now, Jerry Ullman argued it should be disregarded.